Welcome back to Ask the Expert. We're with Paul Salewski from Doyle and Salewski this morning. Got a few questions to get to right away, and I believe our first caller is Sharon. Is that right? Sharon?
Yes.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Very good. You got a question this morning?
Yes. Is it better to try and put a proposal together or claim bankruptcy? I'm going through a marital situation, and I'm also unemployed at this point.
Right. So bankruptcy versus the whole proposal idea, is that what you're asking?
Yes.
Yeah, that's a common question.
Yeah, there's no exact right answer to that question because everyone's got a different set of circumstances, different set of debts, different set of assets. Typically, when Sharon, we want to make a proposal, you have to have some amount of money you can offer to the creditors. If you're not working right now, it would seem to me that you don't have the resources to make an offer to the creditor. Because we make the offer, the expectation is you're going to pay that amount for some length of time to satisfy the debt.
Right.
But that's not to say that it's not worth coming down and talking to us with respect to your situation. We'll gladly look at it. In your case, with marital breakdown, with the fact you don't have income, bankruptcy might be an option. It all depends. It really depends on your situation. It depends what assets you might have.
Yeah.
Generally speaking, though, I think a lot of people believe, and I believe too, that I think it's much more preferable to try and make if you can do it, and make an arrangement with your creditors.
Yeah.
It does avoid bankruptcy, and it's part of what I think the government of Canada would like you to do.
Sharon is in a situation like a lot of people. I don't think she knows where to go next, to do next.
You come down and you visit us.
Yeah,
Simple as that. Doyle Salewski will free consultation. We're more than happy to talk with Sharon.
And go from there.
That's right.
Patrick sent us an email. Here's what Patrick had to say. I'm thinking about filing a proposal. Will this affect me if I want to buy a house in the next 5 years? That's another good question.
Well, your credit rating is affected if you file for bankruptcy, and it is affected if you file for a proposal.
Right.
And some creditors look at filing a proposal as a good sign because you've done something proactive to look after your debt situation. Buying a house is a little bit different situation. Typically, what you want when you get a mortgage is a significant down payment. If you have a significant down payment, a good job, an income to support where that payment's going to be, my guess is you won't have a problem with doing that. Plus, there's also mortgage insurance you can get to solve that.
Right.
Will it have an effect? It might have. Will it ultimately have an effect? My guess is no, as long as you've got the other elements you need to be able to get that mortgage.
Does it help me if I'm in that situation? Does it help me if I'm dealing with a reputable organization like yours?
Absolutely.
It does, doesn't
it? Sure it does. A lot of these organizations don't help at all at the end of the day.
Yeah, because if the bank or the mortgage company, whatever, is looking at this, they're going to contact you.
Well, they may or they may not, but the point is someone has done something about the situation to look at it, to come through and do something about it. And 4 or 5 years from that particular point in time, I would hope your situation is much improved. Your job situation is going to be what it is. You might have some money for a down payment, as I said before. So.
All right. Brian's on the phone. We'll get to Brian real quick. Good morning, Brian. How are you?
Morning. How you doing?
Good. What's your question?
I recently lost my job about a year ago.
Yeah.
And right now I'm on social assistance. I'm waiting for my ODSP to kick in. And I have creditors. I owe like the entire $2,000. I owe Rogers like $700. I'm just wondering what my situation is. Like they said they probably guarantee my wages once I start working again.
Yeah, what are you supposed to do, eh?
And they probably take my income tax. So are they allowed to do that, or?
No, not really. Income tax typically is only taken by the income tax people if you owe them income tax. In your situation, you're what's called judgment proof. It means that there's nothing anybody can get from you at this stage of the game. And really, can they garnish your income if you start working? The answer is yes. But then again, that's the time you come in and visit our office. We'll sit down, look at your situation, and we'll see what's best for you at that point in time. Your new job, new income may make it worthwhile to file a proposal, or maybe even filing for bankruptcy. The amount of your debt, if it's only the $2,700 you mentioned, is not a large amount in the sense of the fees you'd have to pay for the bankruptcy. So sometimes that amount of money is almost, you're better off to pay it even in dribs and drabs than come in sometimes.
The problem for Brian and the problem for a lot of people is they're still calling, right? And it's bothersome. It's
you change that phone.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that. Change the phone number
and do something about your situation.
But right now, Brian, your judgment proof, there's nothing they can get from you except harass you. And if you don't want the harassment, change your phone number.
We got a quick Twitter question from Terry. How many times can you declare bankruptcy in a lifetime? Oh, Terry, hope that's not your situation, but anyway.
The answer is as many times as you want to. The only problem is that the more times you file for bankruptcy, the tougher it is to get out of bankruptcy, and the tougher the courts are on you to do that. They take a dim eye at 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 bankruptcies. We've had 4 and 5 bankruptcies, and typically the courts have the option, if they want to never let you get out of bankruptcy.
Exactly.
They can just say, we refuse it, come back in 10 years.
Yeah.
You know, so basically the idea is not to go bankrupt many, many times.
Yeah.
If you have to go once, that's fine, maybe even sometimes twice, but when you get to the realm of 3 and 4 and 5 bankruptcies, the court is really tough on you.
Listen, we've had some great questions today, and the best advice is to ask questions. The best way to do that, free consultation with Doyle Salewski. They can help you out and they can point you in the right direction.
Perfect.
Paul,
Thank you.
as usual, a pleasure.
Pleasure.
That's Ask the Expert for today. Coming up on 9:42. We'll be back with more of CTV Morning Live. We're going to get busy in the kitchen coming up. We'll be right back.